We begin now at 6 with an Indianapolis state representative arrested for drunken driving and impersonating a police officer.
Democratic Representative Dan Forrestal, who is also an Indianapolis firefighter, was arrested over the weekend on the east side. RTV6's Cameron Riddle has more info you will only hear on RTV6 about Saturday's arrest. Cameron.
Mark and Amanda, good evening. Tonight, we are learning that the state representative tried to use his position of power and his firefighter's badge to threaten police officers and at least 2 unknown civilians. The timeline of what police say happened on the night of Forrestal's arrest on the east side is still unclear. But tonight, we do know that Representative Forrestal's night of accused crimes ended after being pulled over by police as he left the roadway inn near 21st and Shadeland. The 36-year-old Democrat elected to the Indiana House in 2012 also works as a private for the Indianapolis Fire Department. New information uncovered by RTV6 reveals Forrestal had to be pulled out of his vehicle by 2 officers as he clutched the steering wheel. The officers who pulled Forrestal over reported that they could smell alcohol on his breath, but he refused a breathalyzer test. When a judge granted a blood draw and search warrant, Forrestal allegedly ripped the search warrant out of the officer's hands. A sheriff's deputy eventually put Forrestal in restraints and a blood draw was conducted. At some point, Forrestal identified himself as a state rep, firefighter, and nephew of Marion County Sheriff Kerry Forrestal. According to police reports, a responding officer noted Forrestal threatened to have the police officers fired, saying, quote, due to his position in public safety and as a state rep, he would have all of the officers' badges. Other information in the report reveals that at some point in their investigation, officers talked to a couple who called 911 after they said Forrestal approached them in a car saying, quote, I'm a legit officer doing a drug bust, and today is the last day before the feds descend and start kicking in doors. The report says Forrestal showed the woman his badge and asked her where, quote, are people selling drugs? Another officer spoke to a bartender at the Blue Moon Tavern on the city's east side, who told police Forrestal was harassing customers while telling them he was a firefighter looking for, quote, party favors, such as cocaine. And tonight, Representative Forrestal is facing preliminary charges of impersonating a public servant, resisting law enforcement, and operating a vehicle while intoxicated. The Indianapolis Fire Department does confirm that Forrestal is an active firefighter with IFD. They tell RTV6 that they are monitoring this pending investigation. We also reached out to the Indiana Democratic Caucus, who declined to comment on Forrestal's arrest. RTV6 is continuing to dig into this timeline of what happened and surrounded Forrestal's arrest. We will let you know as soon as we continue to learn more of these details. We'll have them for you here on RTV6 and on the RTV6 app. Working for you live downtown tonight, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.